Greetings and salutations from central Louisiana, just a few miles west of Dry Prong. Today I pulled some of the Cunningham Walk Behind Tractor parts out of the witch's brew, the vinegar, and I've been pressure washing them this morning, getting them prepped. I'm not sure if they'll have to go back in or not, but they need to definitely be wire brushed down and get to the last of the pressure washer would knock off. So I'm getting them pretty close. Hopefully in a few days I'll be able to prime them and paint them and get serious about putting this Cunningham tractor back together. Well, I had this grandiose idea. I'd try to dismount this tire with some thoughts of possibly salvaging some of it, but the sidewall was so torn and all that I had to give up and just cut across the tread and get it loose off this hub. But the hub's free. I'll check the tube. I might be able to salvage the tube, but I doubt it. But anyways, I got to get it down so I can wire brush it clean and screw it up so I can put a new tire on it. Okay, originally I was going to try to save the inner tubes, but guess what? The second one was so tightly attached at the rim I couldn't do anything other than I just cut the sidewalls out of it with a saber saw, and needless to say the tube is shot. But I got one tube out of two wheels. It's over here. It's a dirty little rascal. It may or may not be holding air. I don't know. We'll wait and see. Probably going to have to buy 2 new tubes after I clean up these rims. I'm going to have to get in here with the wire brush and really work on them. I might be able to fit them in the vinegar bath. I don't know. I haven't tried yet, but we'll see. Yeah, I went and measured, and those are 19.5 outside edge of rim to outside edge of rim. And the barrels out there are 21 something, so I probably can slide them in a little way, probably get them in at least halfway and then have to flip them. But that would do a lot towards eating a lot of that rust off, put them in the vinegar barrel. So that's where we'll head whenever I clear out what's in there. Drill this hole here that was threaded to hold the key and this on the shaft. I'm going to have to look, I guess, at McMaster Car or somewhere like that and find some replacement springs. I do know I've got to make at least one more pawl and pin that holds it, because one of them was missing, and I had to drill out and tap the this hole I was talking about before on the other one. But I'm getting it down just about to bare bones where I can clean them all up real good and paint them, then reassemble. Another interesting discovery: these screws that hold the springs were actually over length and had been beaten down to keep them from backing out. So I ground them off so I can get them out, and when I put them back in, I'll probably just take a center punch and widen it out where it won't back off. So, but again, I just need to find these springs. So, well, I got the first 2 out intact. These two had been bent, and so they snapped off right readily, even though I heated them up some. But I can find one over here. Got my hands on it if I can pull it out. This is what the screw looked like. This end had been bugled out on the back side, so I had to grind it off. But I got 2 of them out intact, but the other 2 were bent. Just like these are straight, but the other 2 were bent. Somebody got been hit and bit up here by a hammer or something. But I got to find a spring like this, or make a spring like this. I need to make probably 2 or 3 of them, maybe 4. And I may have to find some more screws like this. These are a fine thread screw, but what I've got, it snapped off here and here. These 2 were bent. And I figured I was going to have to probably re-drill and re-tap them, so I'll find a screw that I think would be suitable for this, the proper length, and I'll re-drill these and tap them to size, and then I'll find a spring to put on it, and then we'll be ready to roll. This looks almost like a mousetrap spring, you know. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, here we are down to about one of the last steps here before I put the tires on. I've had these hubs in the vinegar witch's brew for over a week, and we're going to hose them down here, see how much of it knocks off. A pressure washer probably would do better, but that would mean me setting up a lot more equipment than I want to set up this morning. Some have chastised me for using vinegar, but it works well. It's relatively inexpensive compared to evaporust and some of the other alternatives. And I will finish this off with a wire brushing. So I will show more when I finish, since I can't film and spray at the same time very well. Well, where the vinegar and the pressure washing work, it works real good. Where it doesn't work worth a hoot, I guess. I'm still going to have to come in here and wire brush. This is harder, and I can't get it off that easily unless I want to spend, I guess, another week in the witch's brew. But this in here is a buildup. See, this is rubber off the old tire I had to cut off. So this is going to have to be wire brushed out and all cleaned up good. Possibly have to come back and put a rubber liner in there. You see, this wheel didn't do near as good as this wheel. It did real good. It was not near as difficult to get the tire off either, even though there's some remnants in here. But yes, it's going to have to be it's been pressure washed. I gave in and did that. It's going to have to be wire brushed. I'll get the angle grinder and wire brush it and get as much of the rest of it off as I can, and then let it dry good, and then we will prime it, and I will paint it dark hunter green most likely. I might paint it yellow. I don't know. Yellow would be a good contrasting color to hunter green. But I had thought about, if I paint hunter green, I'm going to put some gold pinstriping here, just as a star pattern. But that's yet to make at that point. Right now, I wish the second wheel had done as good as this wheel. I'm not sure which one stayed on the bottom in the pit in the witch's brew the longest, but I could put them back in there. Yeah, you could. You could leave them there for another week. I don't know. I'll have to think about it today. After it dries a little bit, I may put them back in there and just let them soak a while longer. I don't know that it'll hurt them. It might knock some more of this loose, and I won't have to wire brush as much. But this stuff in here, this is a heavy buildup. I'll have to get in here with a twisted wire wheel, take off as much of this as I can, and then probably have to come back and put a rubber liner in here to protect the tube I'm going to put in. But I don't know. It's time to shut up and move onward. Alrighty, we've been doing a lot of wire brushing, and this is by no means perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. There's still some rough spots in it, and I'll have to evaluate them. Some of the earlier rims I did, I even went so far as to Bondo some of these rough areas over so I could sand them smooth, but I was trying to get a fit where I could do a tubeless application. This ain't going to be a tubeless application. What I may do is cover this area with some Flex Seal tape, just to cover it to smooth it all out. I understand some people use duct tape, but I found it interesting in that this was looks like a Goodyear rim. I didn't know Goodyear made rims. It was made in the United States, so I don't know. It's like September 1946 it was made, which would date this Cunningham tractor about where I said 1946. Getting ahead of my filming here, I have wire brushed this, and I have went ahead and put the first coat of primer on it. It ain't the smoothest, but it's pretty good. Nice thing, put it on a rod like that, I can spin it and paint it as it goes around. showed a minute ago, one of these is, they both are marked 946, which make me think they're 1946 vintage. There it is right there. It says 946. I would say it's September of 1946. And it looks like it says it's made by Goodyear. But I don't know. This one's come out a lot better. It didn't have near as much corrosion on it. I still will probably have to do some smoothing on the inside of them to make sure I don't chafe the tube too bad. It's a lot better than it was. And this is before, and this would be after. So we'll see. I'll get another chance another day or so. I may get a chance to try to put a tire on. I'm not going to do anything other than just prime inside the rim. The outside I'll prime and paint green except for right here on this rim. So if I scar it up, I won't have to touch up the world. Yeah, a coat of primer makes it look a lot better. Of course, it look a lot better once it dries. I can do the back side. So I think I said before, I'm going to probably pinstripe these rays with the gold pinstripe. So, but I'm pleased. This is a good progress for today, and I'm going to let it go at that.